And the Beat Diggers kick it off into the end zone. John Beltran back with Dave Uhrig. As Omar Fierro kicked it right through everybody. And Strasburg will have the football. The opening kickoff tonight brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Greg Mullen at State Farm Insurance, 842-4555. Well, let's see with this Strasburg team. The quarterback is Mitchell Martin, the sophomore. In motion, there's the give on the left side across the 20 and hit at the 24 to the 25-yard line. That is Brian Nichols with a 5-yard gain. As Eddie Arribas makes the tackle, 2nd down and 5. Boy, this is as difficult as we've dealt with certain conditions, Dave, but it's the way it gets with certain games. 2nd down and 5 to go. Their own 25-yard line. Mitchell Martin, the quarterback, out of a shotgun. Man in motion, and there is the give on the right side, swinging it to the outside, breaking a tackle to 25, and down at the 27. And that is Detmer Oliver, the junior. It'll be 3rd down. And about 4 yards to go. Alec Peterson makes the tackle for the Beat Diggers.
You know, the Strasburg Indians coming out with, center to have kind of 2 slot guys out there. So we're in that 4-man front, and our defensive tackles are lining up kind of outside eye of their tackles. So that's what's causing us to get hooked inside as we figure out how to guard that.
Right, out of a shotgun, 3rd and 4 from the 26. And there's the direct snap up front, and a gain of maybe a yard, if even that, to the up man. Jacob Smith, who's rushed for over 700 yards. It'll be a gain of 1. Maverick Seawald, the senior, makes the play. It'll be 4th down and 3 yards to go. You can follow the scoring updates on Twitter at KSIR Sports. Cameron Adams is into punt. Randy Baker back to receive, standing at his own 42. And all those Beat Diggers along the sideline wearing those big yellow jackets. It is cold out here. A low snap. Here comes the rush. He gets it all, but it's high and very short. Boy, the wind is pushing that ball back. It bounces at the Strasburg 32 and just dies right there. Dave, a punt of only 6 yards, and that's why the Beat Diggers were fortunate that they kicked it off in this game.
Yep, we have that wind at our back. You know, the Diggers they lined up like they were going to try to block it, but they really didn't attack the punter like we saw them do the last couple of weeks. But they had everybody up there within about 3 yards of the line of scrimmage and all the way across from tight end to tight end.
So the Beat Diggers have the football at the 32 of Strasburg. Kyle Rosenbrock is the quarterback. Peterson in motion to the left. And there is the bootleg to the right. Rosenbrock looking for a block, trying to get around a defender, running out of room, wants to reverse his field, and he breaks out of a tackle, and he's thrown for a 5-yard loss as he gets even further than that, actually a 10-yard loss back to the 42. And it'll be 2nd down and 20 to go for the Beat Diggers. That play was a mess from the beginning.
Yeah, Nichols was the defensive end, and he just came across. He had about 3 or 4 yards penetration. Rosenbrock gave up all that ground running as the field got short.
2nd down and 20 for the Beat Diggers at the 42-yard line of Strasburg. 3 in the backfield. 2nd down, and there's to get the Baker at the 40, running to his left to the 35, along the sideline to the 25. He's got nothing but green to the 10-5, cuts it back to the inside, touchdown for Randy Baker on 2nd and 20. He scores from 42 yards away. Rush 6, Strasburg nothing.
It was just a trap, but Baker didn't run it short. He saw it open out on the outside. He took that thing clear out off tackle, and boy, he just turned on the afterburners, got to the sideline, and had some nice blocking there at the end.
From 42 yards out for Randy Baker. Now to attempt the extra point is Javier Munoz. Ryan Hirschfeld off the hold, awaiting the snap. And it's a very high snap over the holder. Munoz picks it up. He's going to heave it towards the end zone. And it's dropped! Baker had it in the back of the end zone. Great throw by Munoz, but he dropped it. 8:43 to go in the opening quarter. Brush 6, Strasburg nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. And here's the short kickoff. The 20 across the 25, and breaking out of a tackle, and tackled now at about the 37-yard line. Pretty good return over there by Wallace, and that is Johnny Wallace. Strasburg has the football, 6-0 Beat Diggers on a 42-yard run by Randy Baker. I don't know why the band's here. It's at the 32. The game has already resumed. That band should be stopping at this point. Out of a shotgun. Smith is in motion to the right, and he's got the head. No, the ball is dropped, and it's picked up by a Beat Digger, Seawald. He's going to score. He picked it up at the 25-yard line as the ball was mishandled by Jacob Smith, and Seawald scores. Second defensive touchdown in as many games for the Beat Diggers. Last week by Alec Peterson, and this week by Maverick Seawald, and Brush now leads 12-0. Let's see if they go for 2.
You know what happened is Strasburg comes out with that formation. This time, instead of having their tight end in their slot kind of close to the guards and the tackles, they split them out really wide, and it was sort of that fly offense where the slot comes running around the backside, and it's sort of an option look. But, you know, like we said, it's kind of cold, and you're going to mishandle the ball. Quarterback put the ball in his belly, it dropped on the ground, and Seawald alertly picked it up.
Beat Diggers will go for 2. Remember all these updates on Twitter. Now we'll get them to you as quickly as possible. And the Beat Diggers are going to call a timeout. We'll keep it right here, brought to you by State Farm Insurance and Greg Mullen. Call them 842-4555. By the way, the first Beat Digger score of the night. Brought to you by MMI International. And now Maverick Seawald with that incredible run. Actually, it was an easy run for him, 25 yards away. So a 25-yard fumble return for Maverick Seawald. Dave, just like that, we haven't even played 3.5 minutes of football, and we're looking at a 12-0 game. And we know that these weather conditions, the Beat Diggers would like to shorten the game. Certainly tonight here from Strasburg. So here they go. They go for 2. Under center's Rosenbrock. In motion to the right is Gutierrez. There's the give to Baker left side. Tries to break out of a tackle. He's hit at the 1.5-yard line. The conversion fails. But the Beat Diggers still lead by a score of 12-0. So again, we'll keep it right here as the Beat Diggers get ready for the kickoff. And Dave, I think this Strasburg crowd's a little bit stunned. They came out here maybe expecting a competitive game. They know that Brush is the #1 team. But the Beat Diggers have taken it to them so far here. And like I said, we've only played just over 3.5 minutes of football.
Yeah, and just Strasburg mistakes, the bad punt. And then, they were able to come up with a couple of decent runs there on their first drive. But, a bad punt, and then, that fumble right off the bat on this last drive. So all working in the Diggers' favor, and it looks like Fierro and Garcilaso are going to get a few chances to kick the ball tonight.
Oh, that was the case last week. As they did a nice job, by the way, a week ago. Of course, the Beat Diggers had plenty of practice last week as well. There's a long kick. Hits at the 2-yard line into the end zone by Fierro. Dave, is that the wind, or has Fierro's leg gotten a lot stronger because he boomed that football?
Well, we made a few comments last week about when the ground, was wet and he slipped and fell and kicked the ball, down there deep. And, he does have the wind at his back. It's a strong wind, but, that was a good kick. It landed on about the 10 and then took some nice bounces.
So here we go again. It'll be Mitchell Martin, the quarterback this time under center. From the 20. And there's the give up the middle. A gain of about 4. That's Jacob Smith. Mikey Gutierrez makes the tackle. It'll be 2nd down and 6 to go for the Indians.
So to try to give you a good visual of the Indian offense, their tight ends are in a standing position, and then the slot backs are in between the tight end and the tackle. So the tight end's about a yard away.
Man in motion is Smith, and this time he's got the football running wide to the right at the 25-yard line, runs into beat diggers, a few of them at about the 26, maybe got to the 27. And that'll be a gain. Let's see, they might give him 3. 3rd down and 3 to go, as Kyle Rosenbach was the first beat digger in on the play.
Yeah, it's just that fly action, an end around sort of a look, and the diggers are just going to have to see that coming. When he goes in motion, they're going to have to be ready, because the quarterback does a really good job of faking the ball after he hands it off. So he's going to be keeping that thing here pretty quick and running up the middle.
3rd down and 3 to go from the 27. Mitchell Martin out of a shotgun awaits the snap. He's got it, and he'll spin. He'll run it up the middle. 1st down at the 30-yard line, held up at the 31. But that's enough to gain the 4 yards before the contact was made by a couple of beat diggers, including Eddie Arribas. But the drive continues for the Indians.
Yep, so Smith just spun around, in that wildcat kind of look. It's a lot like we see, with Akron and Ray with that single wing, where the quarterback gets the snap back there and spins around and runs with the ball.
6:45 to go in the opening quarter. Beat diggers with a 12-0 lead on Randy Baker's 42-yard run and a 25-yard fumble return by Maverick Seawald. Trips to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Now Smith in motion to the right. Play action. Martin rolling left. Wants to throw off his back foot. The pass is incomplete. Almost intercepted by Nico Guzman at the 43-yard line of Strasburg at 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, he overthrew his receiver by about 3 yards, and Nico had to dive over there to get the ball. Had he caught it, there was no way he was going to run with it. He would have just landed on the ground, but he had to really lay out just to have a shot at that.
2nd down and 10 for Strasburg, just past their own 30-yard line. They'll call it the 31. 6:26 to go in the opening quarter. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Mitchell Martin in a shotgun formation awaits the snap. Man in motion to the left. Got the handoff and cutting it back to the inside across the 35-yard line towards the 40. Rosenbach makes the tackle close to a 1st down for Brian Nichols, who got some nice blocking over there. Looks like he's short by a yard. 3rd down and 1 after the gain of 9.
Yeah, just again that end around look, and when our defensive tackle, Klein, he's down there, across from their offensive tackle, but because they're slot backs just to the outside, he's able to hook our guy in. So we're having a hard time getting containment. And so you can see our linebackers are starting to fight to get outside when they see that action coming.
3rd down. And 1 to go. Under center is Martin. Will he quarterback sneak it? Let's see. We'll find out. Hard count here. And he's going to hand it off, and it's going to be a 1st down across the right side. A gain of about 2. Jacob Smith, the leading rusher, before he swarmed up over there. Mikey Gutierrez was in on the hit along with a couple of other beat diggers. But it's 1st down, and the Indians doing a nice job moving the football so far this drive, Dave.
Yep, Smith's got 11 yards on 4 carries, so the diggers are doing a real good job zeroing in on him. His problems is number 7, Nichols, who keeps running that end around, and we just can't get out there to make the tackle before he gets on the outside.
Rush 12, Strasburg nothing. Under 5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. 1st and 10 for the Indians at their own 42-yard line. Nichols in motion to the left. And there's the handoff right up the middle, and a gain of about a couple. That's Smith once again. Gutierrez made the tackle. 2nd down and 8. A simple run play there for Strasburg.
Yeah, he's lined up about 2 yards behind our quarterback, and then it's a short trap. And the diggers just zeroed in on it really well. Our middle linebacker, Rosenbach's flying up in there and helping to close that hole.
It's 2nd down and 8 for the Indians at their own 44-yard line. The beat diggers already have an offensive and a defensive touchdown. Mitchell Martin out of a shotgun. Awaits the snap. Has the football and will hand it off on the right side to Smith, and he tried to break out of a tackle. throws it at the 41-yard line. Excellent ankle tackle, loss of 3, and it's 3rd down and 11.
Great play there by Baker. That was the end around with their best running back. Baker read it that time. He predicted that it was coming, and he just shot up there before they had a chance to hook him inside.
3rd down, and we'll call it 11 to go for Strasburg. 3.5 to go in the opening quarter. Brush 12, Strasburg nothing. They're at their own 41-yard line. Passing situation, and Mitchell Martin has been spotty this year with a passing game. Nichols is in motion. There was movement along the Strasburg offensive line. That'll set him back 5 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 16. And Dave, I think it's safe to say, anytime you got to pass the ball tonight, it's going to be a huge challenge.
It is, especially when you're against the wind like Strasburg is right now. Diggers really have to take advantage of these next 3 minutes.
Yeah, because the kicking game, boy. 2 kickoffs into the end zone already for Brush. 3rd down and 16 to go from the 36. They've got to get to the B-Diggers side of the field on the 48-yard line. Trips to the left. In motion to the left now is Nichols running it up the middle. The quarterback, Martin's got some running room. He's got a 1st down across the 50 to the 47, a gain of 17. B-Diggers read that extremely poorly. And there was a huge gap up the middle. It's the 3rd 1st down of the drive, and Kyle Rosenbrock made the tackle.
That's the same kind of play that Eaton used against us a couple of years ago when their quarterback ran for all those years up there in Eaton. Remember that game? And they spread us way out just like Strasburg did there, and then they fake the handoff and just run it up the gut. We're going to have some of our middle people staying home, making a read on that quarterback.
Yeah, that's awful to allow a 17-yard run on 3rd and 16. 1st and 10. From the B-Digger 47-yard line. Nichols in motion to the left. He's got the handoff running wide to the left. He's got a seam to the 45. He carries Alec Peterson, who's tackling way too high, and that allows Nichols to get to the 40-yard line for a gain of 7. 2nd down and 3 to go for the Indians as we approach the 2-minute and 20-second mark of the opening quarter.
Yeah, it's too bad we gave him that big run, on 3rd and long. But again, right there on that play, Strasburg's finding out where they can really attack us is to the outside. The Diggers are going to have to figure out some solution, figure out a way to force them back on inside and contain them.
Well, the good thing is that this first quarter is flying by. We're under 2 minutes to go with the B-Diggers holding a 12-0 lead. 2nd down and 3 to go for the Indians at the B-Digger 40-yard line. Martin out of a shotgun, man in motion. Martin will keep it himself, running left. 1st down as he gets to the 26, and he picks up 4 yards in the play. Kyle Rosenbrock in on another tackle. But Dave, this is a great drive so far for Strasburg. They've got 4 first downs and is the keeper by Smith, who gets the direct snap, breaks a tackle, spins out of a second one. 1st down as he's taken out all the way to the B-Digger 14. It's a gain of 22 yards for Jacob Smith.
So now he's up to 36 yards on 8 carries, and I think that's a little bit more indicative of what he's done this year. But again, he fakes that little handoff there, and it freezes those linebackers, and they do such a good job with the fakes. It sets those blocks up, and he's just a good running back, boy. He spins and runs with some power.
Dave Strasburg has held the football for over 7 minutes here. 1st and 10 for the Indians at the B-Digger 14-yard line. Mitchell Martin out of the shotgun. Will he get the direct snap? It does go to Martin. And he's going to hand it off on the right side, and a gain of about 3 to the 11. Detmer Oliver on the carry, trying to take it wide, then cut it back in. 2nd down and 7 to go. Wow, what an amazing drive for Strasburg. There was plenty of time to go in the opening quarter. They might still have the football by the time the first quarter expires.
Well, they've got us off balance right now, John. We don't know where the ball's at. They're doing a pretty good job with their fakes, and they really have us off balance, as this isn't an offense that we've seen much like it.
This will be the 14th play of the drive. We have 38 seconds to go. 2nd down and 7 for the Indians at the B-Digger 11-yard line. Mitchell Martin this time is under center. Sending a man in motion to the left, that's Brian Nichols, and Martin will hand it off the middle to Smith. Smith to the 6, to the 5, drives to the goal line, and he is, I believe, into the end zone. He scores. Jacob Smith from 11 yards out on 5, and in 6, it's 12-6 B-Diggers.
Yeah, 47 yards now for Smith, and that time they lined up in more of a bunch formation when they had their tight ends standing up and the slot back behind them, and they were all close together. And then he lined up right behind the quarterback, and they ran that trap.
Extra point to be attempted. That kick is up. It's low, and it's way off to the left, it looked like from here. Yeah, it's off to the left by Cole Shoemate. So let's keep it right here. We'll keep it.
I bet Strasburg's wishing they wouldn't have scored so fast so they could have the wind at their back when they kick off, because it's going to be a challenge for them to kick it hard against this gust.
All right, so we'll keep it here for the last 20 seconds of the opening quarter before we go to break. But Jacob Smith from 11 yards out scores for the Indians. And all of a sudden, we've got a 12-6 game. And the Bee Diggers are going to have to play some ball control here on offense, because that defense was out there a long time, Dave. Whoa.
Well, I have confidence in Coach Creighton and his defense. They'll figure it out. They just got to figure out where to, how they're going to line their guys up to have the best shot at stopping that outside running game.
And the ball is loose. Rosenbrock can't get to it. Can the Bee Diggers jump on it on that pooch? And they do at the 17-yard line. That was nearly disaster for Brush.
Yeah, the ball was kicked so high in the air, a lot like a punt, and he was running up on it. I think he expected it to come, to get to him, but I think the wind held it up, and it forced him to run up a lot further than what he was hoping, and it was just a misjudge by him and the up men.
So the ball's at the 18-yard line for the Bee Diggers. At the 18 to begin this drive with 16 seconds to go. First and 10 for the Bee Diggers. There's the handoff. Baker, left side. He squeezes across the 20. And then he's down right there at about the 21, maybe. Brush KSIR and KSIR.com. John Beltran, Dave Urich back from Strasburg. We head to the second quarter. No gain there for Randy Baker on that play. It'll be 3rd down and 6 to go for the 22. And the Bee Diggers lead by a score of 12-6. And right now Strasburg is outplaying the Bee Diggers for the last 8 minutes, Dave.
Yeah, they're really coming across on the line of scrimmage there. The Diggers just tried to run that 26, and he just shut us down.
And the wind starting to kick up. Peterson in motion to the right. On 3rd down, Rosenbrock with an option right, looking for some running room. He gets a block, cuts it back to the 25, and it looks like he's going to be short of a first down. I don't think he got beyond the 25, maybe the 26. And give him about 4 yards. Well, actually, he got to the 26, 4th and 2. Dave, the Bee Diggers are not punting here, even though they're back deep in their territory.
They're also going to go with the long count, see if they can't draw Strasburg offside. But the Diggers have tried that bootleg twice, just for a total of -7 yards now. Strasburg's really zeroed in on that play.
Let's see, on 4th and 2 for the 26, and a Bee Digger moved in the backfield. It was Baker. Now let's see if they do punt.
Baker would have went into motion right there. I don't think the officials were going to throw the flag. He just needed to go ahead and take that into motion, and he would have probably been all right, but he stopped and just kind of put his head down and admitted that he jumped.
And now you're looking at 4th and 7 after the 5-yard penalty. Well, Dave, I think you'd have to punt at this point. They're going to line up under center. I know that they're a confident bunch. Let's see what happens. 4th and 7 for the 21. The triple I, Rosenbrock. They're going to go for it. There's a handoff. And for a gain of 4 to the 25. That was the upback, Gutierrez. They fall short by 3 yards. Strasburg will have to go a short field now to tie the game. They start from the Beatdigger 25, and I'm surprised it was such a simple play if they're going to go for it on 4th and 7 at their own 21-yard line. And Dave, you got to wonder what's happening there.
But, I got to agree with you. One of those deals where, maybe if we don't jump, we might have even, I don't know if we would have had enough yards to make a first down yet. With where we were at before we had the penalties.
First and 10 for Infield. Ball the rush, 25-yard line.
So they're 25 yards away from tying this game and maybe taking the lead. There's the snap to Martin. He takes it up the middle, and he drives to about the 21. And the Beatdiggers right now are confused a little bit on defense. 2nd down and 4 to go after the 4-yard run by the Strasburg quarterback, Mitchell Martin.
Yeah, when they run that hit around, he puts the ball in the belly, and nobody knows where the ball's at. They're just doing a really good job with the fakes.
We have 9:49 to go in the opening half. Brush 12, Strasburg 6. Beatdiggers got off to a big start, but right now Strasburg has dominated the last 10 minutes of the game. Direct snap to Smith. He spins. He hands it off on the right side. There's a hole to the 20. And down right there at the 19-yard line, or checking at the 15 is Buck. That looks like a first down. And a gain of 6. Kalen Brent made the tackle, but it's another first down. The Beatdiggers have no first downs in the game because they scored on the second play from scrimmage. 1st and 10 for Strasburg inside the Beatdigger 15-yard line. Up to the line of scrimmage are the Indians. Martin, the quarterback, will he get the snap? Nichols in motion to the left, direct snap to Smith, but there's a flag down. That's going to be against Strasburg for illegal procedure. It'll be first down and 15 for Strasburg. At this point, they don't care if it's 1st and 15. They picked up a 3rd and 16 on the opening drive, which was a 14-play, 80-yard drive in over 8 minutes.
Yeah, they got to have some confidence right now. But, you're right. They just have us confused defensively. Guys are going to have to just settle down and read their keys and try to pay attention to where the blockers are going rather than trying to read into the backfield and figure out where the ball's at.
It'll be first down and 15. In motion to the left is Nichols. And Martin back to throw, looking. Throws it deep towards the end zone, complete. Intended in the back of the end zone over there for Cameron Adams, the senior. It'll be 2nd down and 15 to go for Strasburg at the Beatdigger 20.
He was open. He found that seam in between our corner and our free safety, and it was just an overthrown pass. But, that's the kind of thing Strasburg's going to hurt us with because they're not only are they got us, stretched out from sideline to sideline, but they're stretching us deeper with our defensive backs.
Premier Farm Credit is the gold standard in ag lending. Premier Farm Credit, another fine sponsor of Beatdigger Sports. 2nd and 15, Nichols in motion to the left. Jacob Smith, the direct snap, runs up the right side. That's a few yards to the 17-yard line. A gain of 3, 3rd down and 12. And Kalen Brandt was in on the play along with Jose Rodriguez.
Yeah, our defensive line really squeezed that one down. You can see, Seawald was able to get a good upfield surge, and our defensive ends were able to squeeze it down, and that's what closed the hole up.
3rd and 15 from the 17. You got to watch out for that middle. They've exploited the middle on a 3rd and 16 earlier. Martin, the quarterback, 2 receivers to the left and right. Martin back to throw. Heaves it through the end zone. Intercepted in the back of the end zone by Nico Guzman. He should take a knee. Now he's going to run it out. A flag is down. Now he does take a knee, and that's going to be a touchback. He nearly came out of the end zone. Now there's a flag down after the interception. Let's see if that's a illegal block by the Beatdiggers. No, they're going to say illegal motion against Strasburg. Well, that's what it. But that flag was thrown in the end zone, so I'm confused by that penalty. Let's see what the preliminary indication is. But it was thrown well after the interception. So if that's against Brush, I'd be stunned. Yeah. Unless it was after the interception. But the interception should count. And the call is, it's illegal motion against Strasburg. Well, that's... And a penalty against the Beatdiggers.
So they offset it. They got us for it looked like a block in the back. Or like we must have held one of the receivers.
All right, so offsetting penalties. Well, the Indians are going to have another shot, so nullify the interception by Nico Guzman. Third down and 15, or check that, 17 once again. No, third down and 12, excuse me, from the 17. They got to get to the 5-yard line.
What confused that player is the fact that, behind the line of scrimmage, the Whitecap never threw a flag for, an illegal motion, and I think that's what confused things.
Yeah, you're right. That's why the officials going to be out there talking to Strasburg head coach Jeff Geiger. I didn't understand that either. And now it's a Beat Digger offense out there. First Beat Digger score of the game tonight brought to you by MMI International. Before your next mixer or feeder truck purchase, compare the MMI design, craftsmanship, and service. Call them at 842-5161, MMI International. Yeah, it is an interception. Now the interception is going to count, Dave, but that was very confusing the way it was explained. So give Nico Guzman the interception. Beat Diggers off the touchback since he picked it off in the end zone. Take over at their own 20 with 8:01 to go in the second quarter. Of course, you can follow us on Twitter for the scoring updates. Brush 12, Strasburg 6.
Nico just about ran that thing out of the end zone. He kind of tiptoed right there at the end zone, right there at the goal line, and he had to stop and look down at his feet to make sure that he wasn't standing on the white line with any part of his toe, and he must have got awful close to coming out.
Well, they did count the penalty because it's at the 10. So the penalty is at the 10. First down and 10 for the Beat Diggers at the 10-yard line. And there is the keeper there by Rosenbrock on the right side. He's got a yard to the 11. The Indians read that very nicely.
Yeah, that was the play where he puts it in the belly of Baker, and Baker's trying to run from his fullback position off tackle, and then he pulls it out and kind of follows him. But it didn't fool the Indians at all. That takes Rosenbrock up to a negative 7 yards on 3 carries.
Wow, yeah.
Baker still looked for a first down.
Right, because he had that big loss. Second down at 9 for the 11. Beat Diggers could use a big carry right here from either Baker or Gutierrez. Handoff right up the middle. That's Peterson across the 15. He had some room, but then he was held up at the 16, maybe the 17-yard line. And the first man in on the play was Austin Buck, a 5'9", 140-pound senior defensive back. And it's a gain of 5 by Peterson. Third down and 4 to go for the Beat Diggers with 6:55 to go second quarter. Brush 12, Strasburg 6. They had a 12-0 lead 3.5 minutes into the game, and since then the Beat Diggers have done nothing. On third down and 4 from the 16, backs in the lateral eye. Rosenbrock handoff left side. Baker first down across the 20 to the 25. That was a big hole on the left side, Dave, and it opened up a 10-yard gain for Randy Baker.
So similarly to like what University was doing last week when they took their defensive tackles and they closed them down and they even shifted over them to our offensive right side. On the left side, they have a defensive end that's way out there and a big hole there. The coaches have seen that, and now they're starting to run to that area, as the Indians don't have anybody to guard it except for, the linebacker who's about 3 yards back.
The Beat Diggers have a first and 10 at their own 26. Hand off to Baker, right side across the 30, spinning across the 30, then being held up at the 32-yard line, maybe the 33, but certainly another nice run and a gain of 6, close to 6 for Baker. It'll be second down and 4, and the initial hit was made by Tanner Fahey, the 6'4", 230-pound senior.
62 yards, 5 carries for Baker. But remember, 42 of those were on that very first run of the game.
Second down and 4 for the Beat Diggers with a football at their own 32-yard line. Up by 6 points. Rosenbrock was hit as he handed the ball off to Baker, and he gained maybe a yard. The Beat Diggers did not do anything on the right side of the offensive line. He got to the 33. But luckily, that play wasn't broken up because Jacob Smith made contact immediately. Third and 3 to go for Brush.
Yeah, they blitzed right through that A gap, and they got there right when Rosenbrock was trying to hand it off. And the Diggers are lucky they didn't put that one on the carpet.
Very lucky. We're going to be under 5 minutes to go in a very fast-moving first half as the Beat Diggers approach the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 3 from their own 33-yard line. Rosenbrock hands it off to Baker, right side. He's got a first down. He barely got across that 35-yard line. He gets to the 36.5. It's a gain of 4. And the drive continues for Brush. And thank goodness, Dave, you don't want another situation where the Beat Diggers go for it on their own side of the field, considering they're having trouble tonight executing.
Exactly. That takes Baker to 67 yards. You know, he had to jump over one of those tackles right there at the end to pick up that extra yard or two that he needed. You can really see this Brush offense starting to settle down and get a rhythm.
Yeah, they're certainly doing that right now. 1st and 10 for the Beat Diggers. The football is just shy of their own 37-yard line. There's the handoff up the right side and across the 40s. Mikey Gutierrez fighting his way to the 41-yard line. And they have stopped the clock for some reason. No, they're calling for a stoppage of the clock. And it's a face mask. That's why I didn't even see the penalty marker. A gain of 4 and then a face mask. And that's a personal foul face mask, so 15 yards as well the other way against Strasburg. They should give the Beat Diggers the ball at the Strasburg 44. And, no, 43 in fact. Well, that's 3 first downs in this drive, Dave, and you're right. They're picking up some momentum now.
You know, Mike did a good job of keeping his feet there, and those defenders were jumping on him, trying to take him down, and you got to believe that's when they reached around and grabbed him by the head.
1st and 10 for the Beat Diggers at the 43-yard line of the Indians. 2 in the backfield. There's the give to the deep back. Peterson spins across the 40 to the outside of the 35, up the left sideline. He's down to the 33 and close to another first down. It's a gain of 10 for Alec Peterson on the 8th play of the drive as we're approaching the 3.5-minute mark of the second quarter.
So we're getting Strasburg out of their rhythm on defenses. You know, they were in a 5-man front there for a while, and that play they shifted into more of a 4-man front look, and boy, Brush just exploited that.
The Beat Diggers with the football at the 30. They're gonna measure. It's gonna be very close to a first down. Dave, I tell you what, you know how we think up here. It's almost better if it's a second and inches than a first down. You have more to work with there.
Yep. You know, especially get a defense gambling. You know, they're coming up there trying to stop the quarterback sneak and gives you a chance to throw a quick little dump pass over the middle. Sometimes that pays off. You know, Strasburg's got a kid out there, number 70, Miguel Rojo. He's down for 300 pounds in their program, so it's no wonder, you know, we're having trouble running on the inside.
Yeah, it's certainly not easy to move him around. Well, it's going to be a first down for the Beat Diggers, gain of 10 by Alec Peterson. Dave, I think, you know what happened? This 12-0 lead might have given the Beat Diggers a false sense of security that it was going to be an easy night.
You know, sometimes that happens. A lot of times, you know, you don't want to get that quick. Broncos used to do that all the time, remember?
Oh, yeah. But they don't do that anymore because Peyton Manning always has his foot on the gas pedal. It's 12-6 Brush. 3:35 to go in the opening half. The Beat Diggers have the ball 1st and 10 at the Strasburg 33-yard line. Rosenbrock awaiting the snap on 1st and 10. Is going to hand it off with the left side across the 30 to the 25, still on his feet, and a first down inside the 25 to about the 23, maybe the 22-yard line. That's Mikey Gutierrez, the junior, and it's a gain of 11. And the Beat Diggers are now not only running the football, but very, very effectively.
Yeah, it's a 30 series, so they take the trap up the middle and then run off tackle over here on the left side. Rosenbrock runs that bootleg out the other way, so Strasburg's got to worry about a trap, an off tackle, a bootleg, and then even maybe a bootleg pass.
1st and 10 for the Beat Diggers at the 22-yard line of the Indians. Let's see if they score on this drive that began at their own 10-yard line. On first down, there's the give to Peterson. He's got maybe a yard and no more. If even that, he was hit right at the point of attack. One of the first Indians in on the contact was Dakota Birchfield, the junior. Now they'll say no gain. 2nd down and 10. And here comes the 11th play of the drive.
Yep, so we're running out of that T formation with a lot of the same plays that we used to run out of that wing T. But it was just that dive on the left side for like a 25. And that's right towards that great big Miguel Rojo who's playing across from our guard over there. Carwin's got his hands full with that guy.
Second down and 10 for the Strasburg 22-yard line. There's the give to Baker right side, and he's held up after a gain of 1, maybe 2. And he was hit pretty hard over there by Detmer Oliver and Brian Nichols. Gain of 2 for Baker. The Beatniggers have not attempted a pass tonight. Now it's 3rd and 8. With 2:12 to go in the opening half, the Beatniggers lead by 6, and Guzman and Baker are the receivers to the right. And Brown and Peterson to the left. On 3rd down and 8, and I think we have a timeout called. Or no, we don't. Let's see what we've got. The Strasburg call a timeout. I don't see the indication out here at all. And the official will give it at some point. We have a timeout called by the Beatniggers and head coach Randy Grice. And that timeout brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Home Auto Life and Health. State Farm Insurance and Greg Mullen at 842-4555. He'll help you find the best policy to fit your life at the State Farm Insurance office of Greg Mullen. And for all your farm and ranch supplies, Mr. D's Ace Farm and Home Center, including Purina feeds and everything. Stop by any of the Ace stores in Fort Morgan, Sterling, and their newest location in Brush at 122 Custer Street. 1:58 to go. And the Beatniggers lead by a score of 12-6. The Beatniggers do receive the second half kickoff, so even though they have not brought their A game, they have a chance to go by double digits approaching the break.
Yeah, this is really amazing, considering if any of the people just tuned in, the Diggers did go for it. On 4th down inside their own. What were they on like the?
Well, I'm going to have to ask Coach Strites what was happening. 4th and 7 from their own 21.
Yeah,
they went for it, didn't cost them there, but now they've got some room here to operate with 3rd down and 8 to go. With a football at their own 20, bootleg to the left by Rosenbrock. He's going to be thrown down. There was nothing there for Kyle Rosenbrock. It was read perfectly. And he's thrown down for a loss of 2. And now Randy Grice calls another timeout. Dave, I have to believe that there are some missed assignments here by the Beatniggers. They're looking as cold as the weather.
They lined up. They had everybody spread out, and instead of having Mikey line up right behind Kyle shifted him over to the left side, so he was basically stacked behind our tackle. And I think he was the one that was supposed to try to get out there and block their defensive end. But see what Strasburg did, instead of coming out in a 4-man front that time, they were in a 5-man front. So they had 2 defensive ends that weren't even blocked. We didn't have anybody there to block them. Mikey's lined up too far in the backfield to be able to make that play.
That timeout also brought to you by the State Farm Insurance office of Greg Mullen. 4th down and 10 for Brush. They will go for it at the Strasburg 22-yard line. 1:47 to go, second quarter, and the Beatniggers holding a 12-6 lead. One in the backfield. Rosenbrock back to throw. Lofts it up the left sideline. That pass is caught. Oh, my gosh, a touchdown for Peterson. It looked like he took it away from a Strasburg defender on 4th down and 10 for the 22. And the Beatniggers pull it off on an incredible play and now lead Strasburg 18-6.
Ricocheted right off the Strasburg defender's hands, and that was number 14. Looks like Austin Buck, and he just barely tipped it. Peterson was, athletic enough to watch the ball all the way in and pick up the catch.
Yeah, because it looked like Brown, the deeper receiver, was wide open. It almost looked like it was underthrown. Now the Beatniggers will go for 2. Well, sometimes you got to be better lucky than good, Dave. And that time the Beatniggers got a break there. They'll go for 2. Rosenbrock hands it off to Gutierrez. It's into the end zone off left tackle. We've got 1:40 to go. Before the break, that was a 6-minute and 20-second drive. And Brush now leads by a score of 20-6. Beatniggers now leading 20-6. 13 plays and 90 yards.
Dave, I would say that's Brush Beatinger football right there. That was probably our best drive maybe of the season. On that play, I'll tell you what, that Miguel Rojo, he is a handful. I watched him just run right through Maverick Seawald, and when the play was over, Seawald was on his back, and Rojo was stepping right over the top of him. Like he is big, 6'3", 300 pounds.
Dave, I don't know how Peterson made that play, quite frankly. You're right, that ball looked like it was going to be picked off.
Yep.
And it was, incredible. But now, here's going to be the tricky part. It's getting that kick deep.
Yeah, but the wind's not blowing quite as hard as it was before. But, I think this plays into our hand because we don't kick it very high.
And the ball fell off the tee. Aaron Carcelazzo to kick it off. So he'll have to do it again here. As it did come off the tee. Again, a 22-yard pass on 4th and 10. And that kick is high and fairly deep. Fielded at the 18 to the 20, across the 30 to the outside to the 40-yard line, now to the 41, just dancing his way after Eddie Arribas made the tackle on Brandon Reagan. A return of 23 yards, and Dave Strasburg, I'm sure, is not going to mess around here because they know that the Beatingers received the second-half kickoff.
Well, they've shown they can throw the football. Hey, let's talk about Aaron Garcilazo's leg. He kicked against the wind, and it wasn't a low kick. It was sort of a high one. He had a lot of power. I can't believe he was able to kick it down the field that far.
1st and 10 for Strasburg at their own 40-yard line. Awaiting the snap is Mitchell Martin. He's got a 2-step drop, throws it left side, wide open, dropped. Wide open, but just dropped over there by Detmer Oliver. He had running room too, Dave. 2nd down and 10. The Beatingers now going to cover that area.
Yeah, they're 0 for 4 now with their passing. It looks like they suffer from some of the same things we do. But, he was wide open over there, like you said. And we're going to have to make sure we have a linebacker ready to come out there and cover the flats.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? That did not look good there with how open he was on that play. 2nd down and 10 at the 40, and Smith, nope, he's going to keep it himself. On the direct snap to Mitchell Martin, he's going to lose a yard. Lose a yard back to the 39, and Maverick Seawald made the hit. 3rd down and 11. And now the Beatingers have got Strasburg where they want him with 1:18 to go before the break.
Yeah, Seawald paid him back for that. The way Rojo ran over him down there on our extra point, or on our conversion attempt. He did a good job of flying through there, and he wrapped him up. He didn't worry about a fake. He didn't worry about where the ball was. He just grabbed a hold of him and threw him down, and luckily Martin had the ball.
So slowly up to the line of scrimmage. In the spread out of a shotgun. 3rd and 11 for the 39. Man in motion to the right. Direct snap to Smith. Jitterbugging his way to the 40, to the outside of the 45. And he's going to be down at the 46, maybe the 47. Randy Baker made the tackle from behind. And that's a gain of about 8. 35 seconds to go. And let's see if they just run out the clock here. It's 4th and about 4 to go for Strasburg.
Yeah, 57 yards now for Smith. Strasburg's not in any hurry to get this play off. It looks like they're going to just go for one last play.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, if I were them, I think I'd call a timeout with a few seconds to go, and that way the Beatingers don't get the football back, and they might do that. They might just call a timeout here with a few seconds to go. Well, let's see if they get the play off. 5 seconds, 4, up to the line of scrimmage, 4th and 4. Now there's the timeout with 0.7 of a second to go. They got it just in time.
Yeah, that was awkward clock management. They have the one at their back. Their quarterback's shown that he can throw the ball. They went ahead and almost, ended the half without taking one shot at the end zone.
Yeah, but they're going to do it now. And see what happens here on the final play of the opening half as the Beatingers have a 14-point lead. But, Dave, I think it's safe to say this game is closer than a 14-point lead.
Oh, absolutely. The Diggers weren't able to get a first down there. After 12 points scored, we still had a first down. And, one of our best players had a negative 10 yards. after his first 2 attempts. So, the Strasburg Indians were doing a good job defensively of holding us. But I think the coaches have got them figured out now, and now we're able to attack them a little bit more. And I think we have the Strasburg defense on their heels.
Here we go, the final play of the opening half. Awaiting the snap. Martin, deep drop, set up to screen up the middle to Smith at the 50-yard line. He's up the sideline to the 45, and he's down by Randy Baker at about the 41-yard line at the gain of about 12 yards of the screen. And that's the end of the opening half. With the score, Brush 20, Strasburg 6 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Welcome back to Strasburg High School. About to begin the second half. I'm John Beltran with Dave Burig. And the Beat Diggers are in the lead in this game by a score of 20-6 and a 42-yard touchdown run from Randy Baker. A 25-yard fumble return for a score by Maverick Seawald, and a 22-yard catch by Alec Peterson on a 4th down and 10. Jacob Smith's 11-yard run in the opening quarter has accounted for Strasburg's only touchdown of the game. The Beat Diggers will be receiving the second half kickoff. 24 minutes away from moving to 3-0 in league play and 5-0 overall, but the Indians did play, as Dave and I mentioned at the break, a very competitive and solid first half and had a chance to tie the game, but Nico Guzman intercepted a pass in the end zone, and that thwarted that drive, which would have been a very short one, considering that the Indians started from the Beat Digger 25-yard line as the Beat Diggers have made their way out onto the field. And, one school of thought says that you want to have some good field position, but I think the fact that the Beat Diggers off that interception started at their own 10-yard line allowed them to really reestablish some momentum because of all the time they took off the clock.
Yeah, it gave them a lot of opportunities to see what's working and what's not, and help them make some plans at halftime. Our coaches have done a really good job over the years of making halftime adjustments. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. And I can tell you one already, Rosenbrock lined up on the 15.
Rosenbrock fields the kickoff at the 21, straight ahead to the 25 to the 30, up the right side, breaks a tackle at the 35, and he's down at the 39-yard line. It's a return of 18 yards for Kyle Rosenbrock off the kickoff from Cole Shoemate, who actually made the tackle. And that's where the Beat Diggers start their first drive here in quarter number 3. And Dave, you know what's happened the first play from scrimmage the last 2 weeks for Brush in the second half? They have gone the distance. Mikey Gutierrez with a run against Platte Valley, and then last week Kyle Rosenbrock went 80 yards, so watch out for this play.
We'll see what we do. We have the wind at our back as Strasburg elected to kick against it, so this will be nice to see what we decide to do here. But we're coming out in our key offense with 2 tight ends. Going to try to run some power.
First and 10 for the Beat Diggers at the 39, handoff right side. There's Gutierrez across the 40 to about the 47-yard line. That was strong running, Dave. He looked like he came out of a cannon there. It's a gain of about 7 yards to the 46, second down at 3.
So he just ran that a little bit wider at 24, and our tackle on this side, Nichols, did a good job of shoving the Strasburg defensive tackle down. Brush didn't run against that great big 300-pounder on the other side. We ran it over here on the right side.
Second down and 3 to go for the Beat Diggers at their own 46-yard line, leading 20-6. As we begin the third quarter, in motion to the left is Alec Peterson. Rosenbrock will hand it off to Baker, and he's hit after a gain of 1. Hit pretty hard. Right up the middle by Dakota Birchfield, the 5'8", 195-pound junior. Third down and 2 to go for the Beat Diggers at their own 47-yard line.
There's a 59. You fake that pitch out there and then put it in the hand or the belly of that fullback. It didn't pull Birchfield. That might have been one of the harder hits we've seen this season.
Well, here comes another running play, I'm sure, for the Beat Diggers on 3rd and 2 from their own 47-yard line. The back's in that lateral eye. Rosenbrock will hand it off, and Gutierrez was tripped up, but he still dove towards the 49. He's going to be short of a first down. He had plenty of running room, but he was tripped over somebody. And it'll be 4th down and inches, gain of 2, but it's literally 4th down and and a couple of inches to go.
I think it might have been our offensive lineman getting blown back a little bit. He took a big step with his right foot, and Gutierrez tripped right over it.
Oh, a quarterback sneak could almost do it right here. 4th down and inches to go. At their own 49-yard line, handoff first down to Gutierrez. Didn't get much as he was held up on the other side of the 50, the 49. It's a gain of 2. That's all they needed. First down for the Beatdiggers in Strasburg territory.
So Brush just continuing to work this right side. I remember the last few weeks we've been talking about how they love to run left.
It looks like the Beatdiggers might have lost the football here. Gutierrez carried the ball. He lost it for a second. Kyle Rosenbrock lost a yard on first down and 10. Then, Gutierrez carried it to the 47. Birchfield made the tackle. A gain of 4 for Mikey Gutierrez. So now it's 3rd down. And we'll call it 7 to go for the Beatdiggers. They are at the 47-yard line of Strasburg. And we've got 8:18 to go, third quarter. Brush 20, Strasburg 6. I'm John Beltran with Dave Urich. By the way, tonight's halftime show brought to you by Valley View Villa. 867-8261 at 8:15 Fremont. 3rd down and 7. Rosenbrock back to throw over the middle. Complete. Brown at the 30. Brown up the right side to the 10. To the 5. Touchdown. Jake Brown off the slant. 47 yards away from Kyle Rosenbrock. And with 7:53 to go in the third, the Beatdiggers now lead 26-6.
What a great catch through by Jake. He went up and caught it with 2 hands. He didn't catch it with his belly. It was about head high, maybe a little bit more. And once he caught it, he turned on the afterburners and shot down the field. But it was a beautiful pass, and it was just a beautiful catch there in some tough conditions. But I got to tell you, the offensive line did a good job of blocking that time because they had 6 guys rushing our quarterback. We only had 5 blockers, but somehow they were able to plug things up and protect Rosenbrock.
All right, now the extra point. That was impressive, Dave. I didn't see that coming at all. On a 47-yarder, and a good pass and a nice run there by Brown, who knew the angle to hit. And now we've got a whistle. Let's see, was there some movement? If there was movement by Strasburg, the Beatdiggers would go for 2. That's against the Indians, and normally that's what head coach Dreitz does, is that if it's a little bit shorter, he will elect to go for 2, which is going to be the case here.
Yep, so that ball's up there on the 1.5-yard line. And so Coach Dreitz really quick told his kicker to get off the field, and he put it in that double tight T again.
Up to the line of scrimmage. The Beatdiggers with 3 in the backfield. Rosenbrock awaits the snap. And he's going to give it right side to Baker. He's in for the 2-point conversion. 7:52 to go. We are in quarter number 3. Brush 28, Strasburg 6 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Deep kick by Fierro's taken at the 1-yard line, and Alec Peterson had the tackler there, and he couldn't make the play. And across the 30 to the 32 is the returner there, Isaac Jacobo, the senior. Should have been held up at the 25-yard line, but Peterson did not wrap up, going a little bit high. An extra 7 yards there. Nonetheless, it will be Strasburg football off the 32-yard kickoff return at the 33-yard line. Once again, recapping the drive for the Beatdiggers, 7 plays, and they traveled 61 yards in 4 minutes and 1 second on 3rd and 10. It was a 47-yard pass from Kyle Rosenbrock to Jake Brown. 2-point conversion good. We're sitting at 28-6 with 7:43 to go in the third. Martin will hand it off on the left side, and Nichols is held up by Maverick Seawald, and then he breaks out of some tackles, and he's still on his feet, but then down at the 30, maybe the 31. He should have lost about 6 yards, Dave. Instead, only lost 1. It'll be 2nd down and 11 as Mikey Gutierrez, I think, finally finished the ball, but Seawald had the majority of the penetration to begin with.
Yeah, he did a good job of shooting back there. They didn't fall for that end around again. But when he got back there, just like you said, we tackled high. And then after he lost him, then our next guy flew in there and tackled high. We had about 3 guys try to grab hold of him with arm tackles, and he was just too strong.
2nd down and 11 to go for Strasburg at their own 31-yard line. out of a shotgun. Man in motion, and Jacob Smith will keep it, run to his right, and he dives to about the 33. The gain of about 2. And it looked like Seawald made the tackle there. 3rd down and 9 to go for the Indians. And Dave, you have to believe if the Indians don't do anything here, the Beatniggers with a 22-point lead might go to the ground game even more than they did on that previous drive, considering they threw for a touchdown.
Oh, we've been lucky to stop them this last time. Other than that, we haven't stopped them that much. We definitely want to keep the ball out of their hands and keep it in our offense.
3rd down and 9 for the 33-yard line. Out of a shotgun is Martin. Man in motion. Smith gets the snap, runs to his left, back up the middle, breaks a tackle across the 35 to the 37, maybe the 38. Gain of about close to 5. Rosenbach had the penetration again. They'll give them 4 there. It'll be 4th down. And they've got to get to about the 42. They got 5 yards to go. That's going to bring in the punt team and Cole Shoemate. And the Beatniggers have to be careful, Dave, that they put on the rush not to either line up offside or have too strong of a rush, because that would be an automatic 1st down. So they got to be extremely careful of that. And you're up by 22. Waiting the snap is Brandon Reagan. And there it is. Here comes the rush, and he gets it off low-line drive. Bounces, takes a Strasburg bounce inside the 35 to the 34. And with 5:32 to go in the 3rd quarter, the Beatniggers hold a 28-6 lead. And that's where the Beatniggers will take over. They've scored in each and every quarter in this game. Northeast Colorado's locally owned Hometown Savings and Loan with locations in Fort Morgan and Brush. Equitable Savings and Loan. They have financial solutions for you in Morgan Community College. Visit MCC online at morgancc.edu. Imagine your possibilities, believe in yourself, and achieve your goal. Morgan Community College, 1st and 10 for the Beatniggers at their own 34-yard line. Rosenbrock will hand it off on the right side to Baker, and he squeezes his way across the 35 to the 38. Jacob Smith and others had him around the ankles. It's a gain of 4. 2nd down and 6 to go. And by the time the Beatniggers run their next play, will be under 5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Again, Brush 28, Strasburg 6. It was 20-6 at the break, and 12-0, 3.5 minutes into the game before Strasburg really started controlling the tempo.
Brush is right back out there in that double tight with the T, and just really content to just keep hammering the ball.
On 2nd down, there's the give left side to Peterson, trying to break out of a tackle across the 40 to the 42. Good strong run, another gain of 4. 3rd and 2 to go for Brush, and just run it in between the tackles, take time off the clock, get 1st downs, and we'll go to the 4th quarter here momentarily with the way this game is going.
Yeah, they're going to tenderize the middle of this defense, too, because Strasburg's got all 11 guys within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, and basically 9 of them are inside our tight ends. So, sooner or later they're going to miss that tackle, and it's going to be off to the race.
3rd down and 2 for the 42. The Beatniggers are on their own side of the field. Hand off Baker, left side, 1st down to the 45, and he's hit right there, then take it back.
Carried by Randy Baker.
Be a gain of 3.
Picked up a 3 on the play.
And just enough what they need to keep the chains moving and the clock going.
77 yards now for Baker, 11 carries, so 7 yards a carry is not a bad average.
You'll take that, that's for sure. 1st and 10 for Brush at their own 45-yard line. Lining up towards that left hash mark. Peterson, Baker, and Gutierrez remain in the backfield. Rosenbrock hands it off to Baker, left side, across the 50, spins out of a tackle, 1st down to the 40, up the left sideline, cutting it back to the 35, across the field to the 30, Baker to the 15-yard line, and he's going to be spun down inside the 10 to about the 8. Another strong run. The longest gain of the night by Randy Baker gets down to the 7, and that's going to be a gain of 48 yards, 1st and goal for the Beatniggers.
So that's exactly what happened. Strasburg's got all those guys on defense up there close. They're trying to stop the run, but, they missed 2 tackles there. He broke 2 of them, then he was gone.
1st and goal. They'll mark that ball just inside the 8-yard line of the Indians.
8-yard line.
And you were right, Dave. He was almost off to the races there. On first down, Rosenbrock hands it off to Baker, right side of the 5, back towards the middle, and he's inside the 5 to about the 3. Picks up 5 yards in a play. Second down, and goal to go for Brush. They'll mark it at the 2.
Second goal, right.
And we've got 2:52 to go. In the third quarter, the Beat Diggers are trying to extend this 22-point lead.
127 yards for Baker. What a great night.
On second and goal, that ball just shy of the 2-yard line. Again, Peterson, Baker, Gutierrez in the backfield. Rosenbrock hands it off to Baker right up the gut, and that's a touchdown for the Beat Diggers. And Randy Baker. Baker scoring again.
Randy Baker.
And Brush now leads 34-6.
130 yards. Nothing fancy. Just ran that dive straight up the middle and running right behind the blocking of Carwin and Cheater over there on the left side. Touchdown.
Extra point to be attempted by Javier Munoz off the hold of Ryan Hirschfeld. Hirschfeld awaits the snap. It's there, and now the ball is dropped by Hirschfeld. He'll pick it up. He'll be tackled. And that's where that one ends. 2:26 remaining, third quarter. Brush 34, Strasburg 6 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. There's the kick to the 10-yard line, straight ahead to the 20. Across the 25 is Nichols, who's going to be held up at the 27-yard line at the 28. Return of about 18 yards in the play before the Beat Digger tacklers are there. Jacob Nichols with the initial hit for Brush. The Beat Diggers with a 34-6 lead.
Eddie Arribas.
After the touchdown run from 2 yards by Randy Baker. First and 10 for the Indians at the 28-yard line. Man in motion. Martin is going to hand it off to Smith, and he's across the 30, down at the 35. Good run by Smith, a gain of 7.
We got about 7 on the play.
Second down and 3 to go as Chase Klein made the hit.
Randy Baker met him right at the line of scrimmage and just, again, too high and tried to arm tackle him, and Smith just spun out of it. You could tell Randy was really upset with himself for not making the tackle at the line of scrimmage.
Second down and 3 to go from the 35-yard line. There's the give. Smith, first down up the middle to the 40, and he tries to break out of an ankle tackle. Does not, but gains 7 yards to the 42. Kyle Rosenbrock made the play for the Beat Diggers.
77 yards now for Smith on 15 carries, so definitely not, probably not his average, but a real good night.
Hometown service in a higher plane. That's High Plains Bank. Visit the friendly staff at High Plains Bank, 502 Central Avenue in Wiggins for assistance in opening a loan, equity line of credit, or checking account. High Plains Bank in Wiggins. First and 10 for the Indians at their own 42. Man in motion to the right, handoff to Smith, right up the gut to the 45. A gain of 3, grabbed around the ankles by Kalen Brandt.
Pick up a 3 on the play.
Second down and 7 yards to go. As we approach the 1-minute mark of the third, John Beltran with Dave Urick. A quick-moving game with the Diggers leading 34-6, up by 4 touchdowns after leading by 2 scores at the break. Second and 7, quickly up to the line of scrimmage. Under center this time is Mitchell Martin at their own 45-yard line. And in motion is Nichols to the left. There's the pitch to him, trying to take it towards the sideline, cuts it back, and he's down after a gain of 3 to the 48-yard line. Eddie Arribas makes the tackle. Third down and 4 to go for Strasburg. Still on their own side of the field. They should be able to get one more play off before the end of the third quarter, as we have 25 seconds to go. And Mitchell Martin, the Strasburg quarterback, right back in the huddle.
The reason that play got turned in so well, though, is because Rosenbrock from his middle linebacker position shot out there and took on that lead block and forced him to stop and cut it back.
Third down and 4 for the 48. Man in motion, and there's going to be a double handoff. Nichols running left, looking for a seam. He takes it to the outside, first down to the 45, and knocked out of bounds. Taken out of bounds by Eddie Arribas as time expires at the 41. It's a gain of 12 yards, and that's the end of the third quarter. With the score, Brush 35, Strasburg 6 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. The Beat Diggers with a 34-6 lead as we go to the fourth over the Strasburg Indians. I'm John Beltran with Dave Eric. Strasburg with the football, 1st and 10 at the Beat Digger 40. Nichols in motion to the left, direct snap to Jacob Smith, jitterbugging his way up the left side to the 35-yard line for a gain of 5 before Jose Rodriguez makes the tackle. 2nd down and 5 to go for the Indians. And this will be the 7th play of the drive.
Yeah, that's sort of a single wing look. You know, the Diggers saw that same kind of action against Ray a few weeks ago. But I'll tell you what, Smith is just quick. He does a good job of spinning and stopping and starting, and he makes the Diggers miss.
2nd and 5 for the Beat Digger 35. Again, a man in motion. Martin drops the ball, picks it up, it's loose on the floor, and then the Beat Diggers jump on it. It was loose on the turf, and Branch fell on it. Looked like Martin was going to have it right there, but he just didn't pull it in, and Brandt recovers at the 42-yard line. That's the 3rd turnover for the Indians tonight.
Yeah, that was a tough one for him right there. But you got to give Brandt credit. You know, he comes in from that defensive end position and just kept going. He didn't quit playing, and even though the play seemed to be drifting away from him, he stayed on it, and he was the one who was able to come up with a fumble. So good job to Keelan.
1st and 10 for Brush at their own 42-yard line, leading Strasburg 34-6 in the opening 43 seconds of the fourth. That triple I, or that lateral I. Rosenbrock back to throw, looking, heaves it up the right side. A man is out there, incomplete just over the outstretched right hand of Jake Brown. 2nd down and 10, a well-thrown ball, but a little bit too much mustard, Dave.
Yeah, he just overthrew him a couple yards, but what a beautiful throw against the wind, and the wind is dropping down. It's not nearly as windy as it was, but just a real strong throw and a tight spiral out there on the Digger sideline.
Well, I think just working on the passing game to see what they can accomplish. It did work on that slant to Brown, and that was only about a 7 or 8 yard pass. Brown did the rest on that touchdown in that third quarter.
Yeah, if they don't do that, Strasburg's going to just keep all their safeties and DBs up there close to the line, and it makes it so hard to run the ball. So they have to stretch this defense out.
2nd down and 10 to go. At their own 42-yard line, the back's in a lateral I. We'll hand it off left side, back to the middle. Gutierrez to the 50. 1st down inside the 50 to the 45. And he carries defenders to the 42. It's a gain of 16 for Mikey Gutierrez.
51 yards now for Mikey on 8 carries. And, you know, that was one of those things where the hole was just wide open. That offensive line just blew things up. And defenders were following some great fakes. And everything just worked out.
Royce Hanks was around that football. 6'4", 235 for Strasburg. 1st down and 10 for the Beat Diggers, Dave. They're not content. They're looking for more here. With 10:55 to go in the game. Leading by a score of 34-6. They're at the Strasburg 42-yard line. Beat Diggers have not punted tonight. Back to throw. Rosenbrock looking up the right side. Pass is going to be... Did he catch it? No, incomplete. Underthrown. Peterson was open. It looked like he almost caught it between his legs. But, Dave, if that ball is thrown properly, it's a touchdown.
Yeah, it was just a little bit short. But what happened was Rosenbrock's facing the bench, so he's facing away from us. They're headed north. Right when he lets go of the ball, he got drilled from behind by their defensive end. He took a pretty hard hit right in the small of his back.
Yeah, and I missed that because I was looking at Peterson down the field. But, Dave, we know what just happened moments ago. It was 2nd down and 10. Beat Diggers ran the football, and Gutierrez went for 16. Let's see what they do here. 2nd down and 10 from the 42-yard line of Strasburg. Rosenbrock, they hand it off to Gutierrez there. Not much, up the right side.
Carried by number 15, Michael Gutierrez.
Gets to the 39. Good hard running. It's a gain of 3. 3rd down and 7 to go for the Beat Diggers. Still plenty of time to go. 10:15 to go.
Rush is back in that wing T, so they got that wide receiver out there to the right side trying to stretch that defense out. Maybe unplug things in the middle.
We got 3rd down and 7 to go with the football at the Strasburg 39. Again, Baker Gutierrez remain in the backfield. Rosenbrock hands it off on the right side, and a gain of about 4 for Mikey Gutierrez, who nearly broke an ankle tackle as he dove to the 35. Well, they're going to go for it here. 4th down and 3. Holding a 34-6 lead with 9:33 to go in the game.
Again, we're in that 400 formation, so the coaches are starting to see something by going into that slot formation. It's causing things to open up, and here we're out in the 300 formation, just the opposite look over here.
Here we go. 4th down and 3 from the 35. Rosenbrock back to throw, looking up the left side, up the middle, actually caught by Guzman. Guzman with a 1st down and goal. Catches that right up the middle, wide open at about the 5-yard line. It's a gain of about 36 there.
So it's sort of that dump look where we fake the handoff on the right side like a 24, and then we come back and throw to the slot over on the left side. He just runs straight down the field as all the linebackers and the free safeties are coming up trying to stop the run. And so that play action just lulled Strasburg to sleep, and Brush took advantage of it.
Baker and Peterson in the backfield. 1st and goal for the Beat Diggers at the 5. Rosenbrock looking to throw to his right, wide open. Peterson, touchdown from 5 yards out. And the Beat Diggers have extended the lead. It is Brush 40, Strasburg 6. That was too easy.
You know, so here we were talking about how the Diggers were going to have to do it on the ground to make this happen. And now all of a sudden, you know, the last 3 plays go for, or the last 3 plays go for 36 yards and 5 yards and just tear the Indians apart.
Yeah, you're right. That's exactly what that did. A 2-minute and 44-second drive. Now let's see if they can execute the extra point. They're 1 touchdown away from going to a running clock as we have 8:33 to go in the game. Hirschfeld will await the snap. There it is. The kick by Munoz is up. That looks pretty from here, and it is good. Brush 41, Strasburg 6 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. And Pierre to kick it off and a good return out there. Oh, and a Beat Digger almost got in there. Thought there was going to be a late hit. As a return by Bryant Nichols goes to the 37-yard line. Again, a 7-play, 58-yard drive at 2 minutes and 44 seconds. Alec Peterson, 5-yard touchdown catch. Off the throw from Kyle Rosenbrock, who's got 2 touchdowns tonight, Dave.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, 109 yards passing, negative 10 on the ground, if you can believe that. But I'll tell you what, he's finding a way to make it happen and just throwing the ball very accurately tonight against the wind.
Yeah, 1st and 10 for the 37-yard line. The Indians on their own side of the field. Nichols is in motion to the left, and there's a counter handoff running right across the 40 is Oliver. And he's to about the 47, 48-yard line. A gain of 10. That's going to be a 1st down. Give him 11 as he gets to the 48-yard line before the play is made by the Beat Diggers.
Yeah, Jake Brown made the tackle. It was a good thing he stayed home over here, and he's kind of putting his hands on his knees. You can tell he took a hit because he kind of jumped in the air right when Oliver got there, and Oliver lowered his shoulder and just nailed him right in the chest and in the bicep.
1st and 10 for the Indians. At their own 48, Nichols in motion, handoff to Smith right up the middle across the 50 to the 46. Picks up 6 yards in a play. 2nd down and 4. Well, it looks like a new Beat Diggers in there to make the tackle around the ankles. And that was Junior Cookie Barraza.
Hey, Cookie, I'll tell you what, he's a good athlete. He's been playing a lot of linebacker. It's good to see these young guys getting in the game, and that's just what we need for that postseason experience if we have that chance. You know, these guys are in there spilling some of these guys that are getting a lot of reps. Right now he's in there giving Kyle Rosenbrock a break.
2nd down and 4 to go. Nichols in motion to the left. He's got the pitch, trying to take it wide to the outside, cuts it back to the inside. He is upended at the 42-yard line, right at the stick. going to be a gain of 4, and that's going to be close to a first down. Very close to a first down. Maverick Seawald makes the tackle. They're going to have to measure to see if the Indians did pick up the first down. Either way, they're in a very good position.
First down, Indians.
And they do have the first down.
41-yard line.
First and 10 at the Brush 41 with 6:50 to go in the game. Beat Diggers up 41-6 out of a shotgun. Direct snap to Smith, running right up the middle. He's bombarded by some Beat Diggers after a pickup of 3 to the 38-yard line. And the first Beat Digger in on the hit was Aaron Williams, the sophomore. And you're right, Dave. They're getting the experience with some of these younger players in there, and they're making their mark. Got to give a lot of these starters some rest. You know, Strasburg's going to try to get back into the end zone. It'll be second down and a short 7 to go with a football at the 37-yard line. Out of a shotgun is Martin. He has the football, throws it out to his right. Wide open is Nichols at the 35, taking it to the outside, down at the 34. Gain of about 3. An open field tackle by Arnoldo Matos Garcia.
That might have been the best tackle we've had all night by Garcia.
Oh, yeah.
He was out there by himself in the open field, and he broke down right in front of him, and then after Nichols made the move, he went in there and shot it low and got a single leg there, and he wasn't going to let go.
Third and 3 to go for the Indians at the Beat Digger 34. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Again, Mitchell Martin out of a shotgun, awaits the snap. Nichols in motion to the left. Martin will keep it himself, runs to his right, and he's going to be very close to a first down after being grabbed around the ankles by Mikey Gutierrez. Might be a yard short. Gain of a couple. And yeah, no doubt that Strasburg will go for it. We'll be under 5 minutes to go in the game the next time the ball is snapped. Brush has scored every point in this half. 3 touchdowns that went from 20-6 of the break to 41-6. In fact, the Beat Diggers have scored the last 29 points of the game. Fourth down and less than a yard with a football sitting at the 32-yard line. Let's see if it's a quarterback sneak here or short handoff. And there it is up the middle. First down, that's Smith. To the 29, a gain of 3. And the drive continues. Before the tackle is made by Omar Fierro.
Yeah, 100 yards now for Smith tonight, but it took him 20 tries to get there, so 5-yard average. The Diggers have done a pretty good job containing a very good running back.
Well, he had over 700 yards coming into the game. 4.5 to go. Brush 41, Strasburg 6. First and 10 for the Indians at the Beat Digger 29. Man in motion to the right is Oliver, and there's the give. The direct snap to Smith up the right sideline, and he's down inside the 15-yard line. Got to about the 13, a gain of 16 for Smith before he's upended.
A lot of people thought it might have been a face mask, but I think what happened is our tackler, Garcia, reached up there and grabbed him by the back of the shirt and just jerked him down really hard.
Yeah, it was right. It was very high, but he was able to make the play. 16 yards in the game. First and 10 from the Beat Digger 13-yard line. Under 4 minutes to go from Strasburg. On first down, let's see if the direct snap goes to Smith. It is to Smith. He spins. He runs to the 10, breaks a tackle at the 5. He dives to about the 3, close to another first down. Looks like he might be half a yard short.
Because of 9 on the play.
A gain of 9 to the 4. Second down and 1, and the Indians are smelling the end zone for the first time since late in the first quarter.
That single wing stuff is tough. You know, he spins with the ball, and if you're not paying attention to whoever the lead blocker is, it's hard to figure out where the ball's going.
Second down and 1 to go for the 4. Martin this time is under center. Could be a simple run play to Smith. This will be the 10th play of the drive. Handoff, Smith up the middle. First down, Smith, touchdown. 4 yards out with 3:01 to go in the game. That completed a fairly long drive. 5 minutes and 27 seconds on a drive from 63 yards away. Indians are back on the board. Let's see if they go for two. Well, at least you get the second team for the Beat Diggers out there with one offensive possession.
Yeah, it's good experience for those guys, and it's neat to see a lot of our younger guys out there right now.
Indians up to the line of scrimmage, and Mitchell Martin under center. Nichols in motion to the left, hand off to Smith, and he's in for the two-point conversion. That is good. 2:59 to go in the game. It is Brush 41, Strasburg 14 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Kickoff is fielded by Matos Garcia at the 10, running to his left to the 15, wide to the left to the 20, breaks out of a tackle to 25. He's got some field up the right side to the 40, with one to beat, back to the inside at the 50, and now he's tackled to the 47-yard line as a couple of the Indians caught up and made a nice play after a return of close to 43 yards there by Arnoldo Matos Garcia.
You know, he ran over here to the left side. He kind of ducked when he went to get hit. He ducked and he kind of put his head down. Maybe a couple of those guys flew over the top of him because all of a sudden everybody thought he was down, and he scored out of there and ran back over towards the Digger sideline.
43-yard return. Never get a bad yard.
Be at the 47, just shy of the 47.
First and 10, Beat Diggers.
And Matos Garcia is the quarterback on first down, and he was hit, but there's the handoff on the right side and a fumble, but recovered, I believe, by, let's see, the Beat Diggers had it initially, then the ball was fumbled forward, and it's taken away by Strasburg at the 41. Not sure who had it for Brush on the right side, as they brought in a couple of new ball carriers, but the Indians come up with a fumble.
Recovered by the Indians.
They were seeing the same thing as last week, a little bit of, I don't know if there was blitzing there, but certainly a situation where the defense is right up there as close as possible trying to intimidate these younger Beat Diggers. And the fumble goes to Strasburg. They've got it on their own 42-yard line. First and 10 with 2:44 to go in the game. And let's see if we have a time. We do have a timeout called. And it's called out by the Beat Diggers and head coach Randy Trites.
Well, we didn't have enough guys out there because we're rotating in some younger players, and you know, in a game like this, it's so organized that it's tough. When you start rotating in younger guys, they get excited. People are nervous about who's playing what. People aren't necessarily playing the same position they might play in a junior varsity game because coaches are trying to get them in there, and so it just causes a little bit of chaos sometimes.
Timeout brought to you by State Farm Insurance and Greg Mullen, Home Auto Life and Health, 842-4555. The Beat Diggers are less than 3 minutes away from winning their 5th game of the year. AC Ice proudly supports local high school sports throughout Northeast Colorado.
I know some guys headed out there like Cameron Alexander, and I'll see number 65, Jesse Woodward. And I know Clay Shaver's out there, number 49, number 57. I'm not sure who that is.
Yeah, I think the roster's going to be revamped already. By the way, you can find ACIs at any local grocery or convenience store near you. ACIs, first and 10 for the 42-yard line. Out of a shotgun, Martin back to throw, looking. A pass out the right flat caught by Oliver. He's going to be upended by Arnoldo Matos Garcia and Aaron Williams for a very short gain of a couple of yards. To about the 44-yard line, a gain of 2, and now Matos Garcia getting up slowly because he took a majority of that hit, second down and 8.
You know, you did a good job again just breaking down right there in front of him and not diving and leaving his feet. And once he got a hold of him, he held on to him, and then Williams did a good job coming in there like a cleaner and just finished him off.
Approaching the 2-minute mark of the game, and Matos Garcia was favoring, looked like his right hand or something. Second down, Nichols in motion to the left. Nichols has the football, and he's going to go nowhere as he's held up in the backfield and thrown for a huge loss. Too many beat diggers over on that side. That loss might go back inside the 40 to about the 37. Maybe even further to the 35. It's a loss of 9. Dave Malthus was hurting before, and he went over there and made the play. This kid is tough.
Oh, yeah, he did a good job. But, I couldn't see who our other digger was. I think it was Shaver who actually was back there slowing that thing down to begin with. And he ended up losing the tackle, and Malthus finished it off that time.
We got 1:16 to go. 3rd down and 17 to go for the 35. Out of his shotgun is Martin. Smith has the football, runs it to the right side, runs into Matos Garcia, breaks out of a tackle to the 45-yard line. Then he's held up. He did pick up 10 yards in the play. It'll be 4th down and 7 to go. And it looks like they're going to punt out of this formation. I mean, they could go for it. There really does no harm at this point, as we have 46 seconds to go in the game. But looks like the Indians will punt. So Cameron Adams out there standing at his own 30. Waiting the snap, gets it off. Low line drive. Matos Garcia will let it roll inside the 15, inside the 10, all the way to the 6. And that's where the will have the football, and they'll run one play.
35.
And this game will officially be over with the Beat Diggers winning by a 41-14 count as the offense runs out to the field for one final snap. And Dave, good thing that this game went by quickly, because with these conditions, as cold as it is, that's all you want.
Well, I'll tell you what, having this cold was good for us tonight. It reminds us we better make sure we bring some hot chocolate to the next one.
And Dave used that in a singular fashion. I need a bunch of those. Matos Garcia takes the snap momentarily. He still doesn't have it. Takes the knee. And the Brush Beat Diggers have won the game tonight in Strasburg over the Indians by a score of 41-14. Let's take a break. We'll come back with a recap right here on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. John Beltran, Dave Urick back from Strasburg High School. Welcome to the Beat Digger Post Game Show, brought to you by Buildings by Design. Knowing who you can trust to do a good job is the tough part nowadays, but when you hire Buildings by Design, you can trust you'll get the building you want when you want it, and at the quality you deserve. Start your build project right. Start with Buildings by Design. The Beat Diggers win the game by a score of 41-14 as Brush got off to a quick start. Randy Baker on the second play from scrimmage for the Beat Diggers, a 42-yard run. PAT was no good. It was 6-0. Then on the ensuing play from scrimmage, Strasburg fumbled. Maverick Seawald returned to 25 yards for a score. 2-point conversion missed. It was 12-0, but the Indians came right back on a huge drive as they went right down the field. In fact, they took up 15 plays on the drive, and it consumed a good 7+ minutes. Jacob Smith from 11 yards out. PAT was no good. It was 12-6. But before the break, the Beat Diggers won a 13-play drive on their own. They went on a 13-play drive of their own. On a 4th and 10, Alec Peterson, a 22-yard touchdown catch from Kyle Rosenbrock. I think I mentioned earlier, Rosenbrock had 2 touchdowns in the game. He had 3 touchdown passes. Anyway, the 2-point conversion run was good by Gutierrez. It was 20-6. That was the halftime score. Then on Brush's first drive of the second half, it was Jake Brown, a 47-yard reception from Rosenbrock. That was a drive, 7 plays, 61 yards in 4 minutes and 1 second. 2-point conversion was good. It was 28-6. And then the Beat Diggers would score a couple of more times as Kyle Rosenbrock obviously had a 3rd touchdown pass, and that was on a 5-yarder to Alec Peterson. Randy Baker had a 2-yard touchdown run, his 2nd touchdown of the game, and it was 41-14 the final score. Momentarily, we'll bring in Dave Urick for the team stats a little bit later on, the individual stats for each team. But let's talk to head coach Randy Dreitz. And, you look at the scoreboard, Coach, 20-6 at half, 41-14. It's a breeze. You won the game easily, but it was a struggle there for a while. when you're up 12-0, Strasburg then really reclaimed the momentum, and then I know you took probably the biggest gamble I've ever seen you take on a 4th and 7 at your own 21. Didn't pick up the first down, but Nico Guzman comes up with the interception. It was just an ebb and flow in the first half for your team. I don't know. Did you think maybe there was a false sense of security when you had a 12-0 lead, 3.5 minutes into the game, thinking you were going to just breeze and win this game? And then all of a sudden, you see Strasburg come back, and Strasburg certainly played very competitively, Coach, in the very first half.
Well, it was a very tough football game. They played us tough, and I was proud of the way we came out and did a few things, but our kids played hard, and hats off to Strasburg. They're a very tough football team, and I think that they're right there, and I told their coach they're right there, and we had some great plays by some individuals. We have to get used to that physicalness of the game, and I thought Strasburg was really physical with us, and we need to do a better job with that, but I'm happy with the way we came out with the win, though.
No doubt about it. You played a solid second half, dominated that second half and the end of the first half, but there was no way. It seemed that their game plan was to neutralize Rosenbrock, which they did on the ground, but he had a nice game through the air.
Yeah, he did. He threw the ball really well tonight, and, guys made some great catches. We were worried about being able to throw with this wind, and, you talked about going for it on 4th down on our own 20-yard line, but we saw them punt into the wind, and it went 4 yards.
Right.
So that's what I was concerned about with the wind, and we took a gamble and went for it. Unfortunately, we didn't make it, and we were right there with a lot of plays. Just we got tripped up a few times, and that type of thing. Guys are getting off blocks and just barely getting us. Randy Baker made some great runs tonight for us, and Kyle threw the ball well, and his kids just played hard.
What about defensively after you gave up that 15-play drive? Was it simply a matter of execution or any adjustments made? Because after that first quarter drive in which they scored, your defense, for the most part, really was able to contain Strasburg, and basically the first team kept them out of the end zone after that first quarter.
Well, I don't know that we made a couple adjustments, not that big. Big thing is tackling. Our tackling tonight was not good. They ran hard, but we didn't tackle really well. And, execution as far as being disciplined on defense, and, you preach about it all the time, but it's really difficult to keep that through the whole game, and, they run a play, and all of a sudden they come back with some type of reverse or counter and catches you asleep. So we've got to make sure that, we do a good job of being disciplined on defense, and, there's going to be times when you make mistakes, but we got to eliminate those as much as possible.
Well, and in a physical football game, I mean, you played football, you've coached football, and when you're hitting in these cold conditions, doesn't it hurt just a little bit more? There was a lot of guys talking about the tackling. From what we saw here, there was a lot of high tackling instead of going down low, and maybe that was the difference in missing some tackles as opposed to making them. Not that would have happened in warmer weather as opposed to colder weather, but it seems that when you do absorb some of these shots in the colder weather, it stings just a little bit more as opposed to when it's 80 degrees out there.
Well, this is true. In the cold weather, things do sting a little bit more, and your hands are cold, your grip, you're grabbing things isn't as good. So, but they have the same weather conditions as us. So I think we just need to do a lot better job on our tackling, and we're going to work on it this week, and hopefully we get better. And got a few bangs up kids out there that just busted their tail trying to work hard and do a good job, but we need to heal up a little bit.
And the bottom line, well, that's the final question I was going to ask you, with the healing up, with all this hitting and the physical nature of this particular game, just bumps and bruises, nothing too serious coming out of this game?
I don't think it's anything real serious. Randy Baker hurt his wrist a couple weeks ago, and he kind of re-hurt it tonight, and Kyle kind of sprained his ankle, so I'm a little concerned about those things, but we few other bumps and bruises here and there, but hopefully, we won't have anything serious as I know of right now, and we'll be okay for the future.
Randy, great victory tonight. It's always fun covering the Beat Diggers. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Brush Head football coach Randy Dreitz as the Beat Diggers take care of the Indians in Strasburg tonight, winning by a score of 41-14. Momentarily, we'll bring in Dave Urig will get the final individual stats for this game as the Bee Diggers led 20-6 at the break. And let's just run through the numbers, Dave, before we call it a night here from Strasburg.
Sure. Strasburg ended up with 242 yards offense. They attempted 7 passes, completed 3 of those, 1 interception. Martin had 26 yards in the air, 12 of them to Smith, 7 to Nichols, and 2 to Oliver. Their leading rusher was Smith, who had 3 carries for 130 yards. Nichols had 7 carries for 39 yards, and Oliver had 5 carries for 30 yards. So they ended up with 48 total offensive plays compared to Brush's 39 plays.
And things were fairly even at the break, but the Bee Diggers took control of the second half and obviously put some separation yardage-wise between themselves and the Indians.
Yeah, we had 2 big things happening for us offensively. One of those was Randy Baker, who had 14 carries for 130 yards, so dang near 10 yards a carry, because he had 2 big runs, one for 42 yards and another one for, what was it?
Yeah, he had the big one.
48 yards.
Right, 48 yards at the end. He had the 42-yarder at the beginning. So, 2 carries there, 90 yards, and obviously well over 100 just because of those efforts alone.
Right. And then Peterson had 20 yards on 4 carries, and Gutierrez had 59 yards on 10 carries. Rosenbrock had a negative 10 on 5 carries, but he was able to complete 4 of 6 passes for 109 yards. Peterson had 2 of those for 22 yards and 5 yards. And then also Brown had the big 47-yard play, the best reception in his career. And then Guzman with a 36-yard catch down there. So, a decent night for the Diggers on a cold evening.
Yeah, they improved to 3-0 in Patriot League play, 5-0 overall. Strasburg now 2-2 in league play, 4-2 on the season. And we'll have some videos up there on our KSIR B106 channel on YouTube or KSIRsports.com. Again, follow us on Twitter at KSIR Sports. Sound engineer and producer of Brush Bee Digger Football tonight, doing a great job, has been Michaela Klimper. And our replay coordinator, of course, is Alan Lance. Coordinating producer has been Brandy Ingersoll. For Dave Urig, I'm John Beltran. The final score once again tonight from Strasburg. Brush 41, Strasburg 14, right here on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.